Assembly will not be able to exercise their oversight function. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Senators. We have expended the 20 minutes. Now we'll proceed. Thank you, Honorable Evans. You may proceed to take your seat.
Thank you, Honorable
Council for the County Assembly, you said you have 2 witnesses, and we've agreed that each will consume 10 minutes. So you call...
Much obliged, Mr. Speaker.
So call that is the 3rd witness.
Our 3rd witness, Mr. Speaker, is the Honorable Mugambi Ridikiri Murudhania, who is the Member of Parliament for Bori constituency.
Exactly 10 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, the witness is in the chamber. He will be examined by my learned friend, Mr. Marius Maranya.
I, Mugambi Murudhania Ridikiri, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. I'll begin, Honorable Speaker, for the interest of time. Mr. Witness, kindly, for the interest of answer, introduce yourself in terms of your names and what you do for a living.
Thank you, Council, Madam Speaker, the members of the Senate. My name is Mugambi Murudhania Ridikiri, Member of Parliament of Bori constituency in Meru County.
Thank you, Honorable Ridikiri. When were you elected as Member of Parliament for Bori constituency?
I was elected in 2017. I'm serving my 2nd term.
Would you kindly let us know the party that sponsored you to the Parliament for this term?
I am an elected Member of Parliament under the UDA party.
Did you record a statement in respect to the impeachment motion?
I did, Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, swear an affidavit, which is, I'm sure, before this Honorable House.
Senator Gloria and Senator
This
Bonnie Hello.
is on
Can
page
the witness be heard in silence?
66.
Take your seat, please.
Can you confirm that the same is on page number 66 of volume 1?
Yes, I do confirm, Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, that my sworn affidavit is on page 66 of volume 1.
Page 66 of volume 1.
Volume 1.
The volume of the small book. Page 66. Besides being the Member of Parliament for Bori constituency, what other additional portfolio do you serve in Meru?
I, Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, I am the chair of Meru Parliamentary Caucus.
Is it therefore to mean that in both your statement you're speaking on both yourself and other colleague, on behalf of your colleague members of Parliament?
Yes, I do.
In your statement, you have variously or adversely decried the governor's vilification or bullying or demeaning of both yourself and your colleague, other members of Parliament.
Yes, it is true.
Would you state in particular instances that such vilification or bullying has occurred?
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, on the 10th of September We had a function which was graced by His Excellency the President and the Deputy President and the other leaders from Meru. And when the governor took the podium, he uttered words which were not conducive to good governance and leadership in our community.
Honorable Speaker, this is the clip that was played in respect to Lare presidential meeting. I may not wish to replay the same. I will rely on the same. Which other forum except the presidential meeting has the governor vilified the members of your members and yourself, the members of parliament and yourself?
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, we had an incursion in Nakuru State Lodge where we were invited by His Excellency the President and the Deputy to cause reconciliation among the deteriorating political situation in Meru County. It wasn't very pleasant. There was a exchange of words, and the President had to warn us, and we had to prematurely leave the State House.
In brief, Honorable Dikiri, would you kindly state some of the vilifying words that have been said by the governor against yourself and your members of parliament?
On the 10th of September, Madam Speaker, and the members of the Senate, we had gathered as usual customary when you have visitors. The members of parliament present are given an opportunity to speak. On that specific day, we were 10 of us, including our deputy speaker of this Senate. So we were 10 number.
Being mindful of time, how did you infer that in the Lare meeting, presidential meeting, that the governor was making reference to you and the member of parliament when she referred to 10 cartels earning $1 million shillings?
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, it's true we are 10 members of parliament, and to me, it implied that those are the cartels that Madam Governor was referring to, because she qualified that these are the 10 cartels who earn 1 million shillings and 500 shillings and above. So my implication, she was implying the members of parliament.
In your statement, you referred to Governor having referred to you as cartels, corrupt, referring to your members as introducing their co-wives, affiliates. What do you make of such pronouns?
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, the word cartel is not a very nice cartel in a situation where you are referred to as greed. You are only interested with your stomach. So what Madam Governor was saying or implying is that us, we are not interested with anything else other than our greed. So we felt insulted and humiliated and demeaned in front of the President and the rest of our community in Meru.
Any meaning of the word affiliate referred to you by the governor? Affiliate.
Affiliate?
Yes.
Affiliate in the biblical terms, I think she says she is a bishop. So I'm sure when she takes the photo, she will be able to explain what affiliate means, but that is not a present term to refer.
Are these outbursts by the governor been informed by any provocation on your part or on the part of your members?
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, there are so many circumstances and venues where the governor has continued to verify the members of parliament. I remember there are issues in South Imenti, there are issues in Central Imenti, and the other areas. Madam Speaker, I am privy to this information because as their chairman, we share quite a lot.
Out of all the elected members in Meru, is there any of the member that the governor is in good terms with?
As far as I'm concerned, I lead a team of 12 members of parliament, including our deputy speaker, Honorable Kathuri. None of them is in the friendship with the governor, not because of our cause, but I think because of our attitude.
And Honorable Dikiri, what effect has this demeaning and vilifying vilification of the governor caused yourself and as well as your leaders, your members, sorry?
We are members of dignity. We are elected by people of Meru. The MCs were also elected by people of Meru. We were all elected, the governor was elected. So our concern is the deteriorating, which is almost nearing zero, of the relationship between our executive and the other leaders in the county.
Does that mean that the vilification has caused you ridicule and embarrassment within your constituency? Or
certainly, it has even got beyond our county.
Have you attempted to seek any resolution or alternative dispute resolution between yourself, or to seek any, peacemaking forum with the governor?
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, yes, it is true. Our mission to the Nakuru State Lodge, that's what one of the dates of reconciliation. Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, we also had the opportunity of sitting in the boardroom of the Deputy President. He gave us his boardroom to deliberate, to bring the MCS together, members of parliament, and others, so that we can have an amicable solution to the deteriorating political situation in our county.
Yes, and very finally, because I'm mindful of time, some of the people, some of the persons you've approached for purposes of reconciliation, are they still pursuing this one, such as you've made reference to the Deputy President? Is he still pursuing the reconciliation, or has given up?
The last communication I had, they have given up.
For the interest of time, I subject now the witness to cross-examination, Honorable Speaker, and thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Cross-examination. The cross-examination should take a maximum of 7 minutes. So, Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My name is Lisha Ongoya. I will take this witness in cross-examination. Very briefly, Honorable Mugambi Rindikiri, did I hear you in your evidence in chief to say that the governor referred to you as Wafilisti or something to that effect?
I did make that.
Okay.
Because that's something that she
I'm
has
happy with that answer. Where is that grievance in your affidavit at pages 66 to page 68 of the record?
I said, Madam Speaker, that is our statement, not my statement.
I'm asking where that grievance is in your affidavit, because your affidavit now brings those grievances to this Senate. Where is it in your affidavit?
Madam Speaker, I repeat again, I did not make that allegation. What I said, she is the one who said, it's not in my affidavit. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I don't know whether we are communicating with the witness.
The question is answered. He said it's not in.
Thank you so much. Allow me to move to something else about Makatel Kumi. I understood you to say that Makatel Kumi meant 10 members of parliament from Meru County. Did I get you right?
Yes, we are 12 members of
let's go. I only have 7 minutes. Did I get you right that Makatel Kumi meant 10 members of parliament from Meru County?
The implication, yes, because we are 10.
I have limited time. I'm asking a very straightforward question. I just want to confirm whether I'm right or wrong in that understanding.
Just allow the witness to answer. Just answer that question. Honorable Mugambi.
Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, like I said, and allow me to have an explanation, because I don't think this is a question of yes or no, is that the members of the National Assembly who are in attendance, we were 10. That's what I meant. And when we said 10 cartels earning 1,500,000 and above, surely, members of the Senate, Madam Speaker, I don't think there was anybody in that congregation who fit into that description.
In that clip, did the Honorable Governor say 10 cartels in this meeting?
Madam Speaker,
In that clip, did the Honorable Governor say 10 cartels in this meeting?
Madam Speaker, as I said, she said we cannot allow 10 cartels members take hostage, or for that matter, come and determine the future of the mirror politics. That's by implication.
Back to my question, did the governor in that speech say 10 cartels in this meeting?
I gathered it from there because I don't think Madam Governor would come out of her mind and start describing something that is not has some attachment with the presence.
Honorable Mugambi, that question is direct. Just answer it. Answer.
I took it to mean she was referring to the members of parliament.
Did she in fact say 10 cartels in this meeting?
It was not a meeting, it was a church service.
Did she say 10 cartels in this event?
Madam Speaker, yes.
The record will bear us out. Fortunately for us, the Senate has watched that clip. Allow me to request that they play the video in the flash disk marked B from the governor's video supplied to the Senate. It's a very short clip.
Technical team, please play the video.
May I request that video marked B, the second video, the second flash disk by the governor be played?
Video, second video marked B.
Sorry, the second flash disk marked
Flash
B has
disk.
only one video. Has only one video.
It's in the flash disk marked
B, correct, my
Flash disk marked B. Can you play that?
You're right, Don.
The flash disk marked B. Council, if you have any other questions, you can continue with the rest as they get the video.
In your grievances at paragraph 3, at page 67 of the Assembly's volume 1, you give various descriptions that the governor makes against various leaders in your view. Have you particularized any allegation, any claim, any insult, demeaning, vilification that the governor makes against Mugambi, Mwiridania, Rindikiri, that is yourself?
Madam Speaker, I'm here as the chair of the Mirror Parliamentary Caucus. I am not standing as Mugambi per se. So in this affidavit, I believe in totality, it includes myself.
I've said in paragraph 3, is there any claim at A, B, C, you have numbered them, that you claim the governor makes against Mugambi, Mwiridania, Rindikiri, that is yourself?
Madam Speaker, as I said, the implication of governor's statement defiling us, and I seek your indulgence, Madam Speaker, members of the Senate, is that this is in reference to the discussion the governor presented. And therefore, I cannot isolate myself per se from this. So I'm part and parcel of it, even if my name is not appearing there as Mugambi Rindikiri. So I'm dealing with the matter in totality, the 10 cartels.
Council, can you confirm whether the flash disk has 1B or 1D? There's only one flash disk and it has 1D. It's marked as 1D.
The flash disk with the flash disk itself marks as 1D.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Chair, did I get that right?
Yes.
No,
It's
our
marked as-
flash disk is, there are two flash disks. To distinguish them, only one is marked B, just to distinguish from the earlier one. There's no two flash, so we just marked one B to distinguish it. It has only one video clip of less than 2 minutes.
Check again, Secretariat. 1B.
No, just B.
It's marked just B.
B for boy.
Secretariat, confirm.
Just for the record, Mr. Mugambi, your constituency is Buri constituency.
You are quite right.
At paragraph 3C, you complain about an allegation made against the member for Central Imenti constituency.
Correct.
At paragraph 3D, you complain about an allegation made against the member for South Imenti constituency.
Correct.
Is there any allegation made against the member for Buri constituency in a similar fashion?
No.
Thank you so much. Have you seen any clip of being played or in your record of documents or material where the governor allegedly promises to get the member for Central Imenti constituency Amwiru?
As I said, I share a lot of information as a caucus with the other members of parliament, and I believe there's a possibility, yes.
You know, if they can't get B, are they able to retrieve the video marked KMV12B? I just cross-check whether it may have related content. KMV12B in the flash disk from which they were playing the other videos.
Secretariat, can you check KMV 12B? Council, can you wind up your cross-examination?
You know, I don't know whether the clip was not found because
The first one was not found, and your counsel is already there. He's confirmed it's not there. So they're looking out now for the second one you've requested.
just for the record, please confirm that in fact, Meru County has 11 elected members of parliament and not 10.
As I said, the members of parliament present, they included women rep and the senator. We have
Is that
two
not my
members.
question, by any chance?
We have 11 elected members of parliament, but the members of parliament present that day were 10.
And I don't know what the information is regarding the clip, otherwise I'll have to rest at that point because the next question was supposed to come from the clip.
Is the clip there? Have you found the flash disk? We might have to move on. Are you able to phrase the question without you remind him what was the content of the clip?
Do you remember the event you attended where the Honorable Mpuri Aburi made sexual slurs using a stick called kibiriri? What they are going to do with the governor with that stick? Do you remember that meeting?
There are so many meetings we have attended. Which one is
I'm
particular?
talking about a particular one where the Honorable Mpuri Aburi described what they were going to do to the governor using the kibiriri stick. A particular meeting where that was made.
I have attended many, that's what I'm saying.
Have all those meetings had Buri making a sexual slur, what they were going to do to the governor using the kibiriri stick?
I am not aware of them.
And in the absence of the video clip, I am hamstrung. I would have wished that the witness sees himself saying they support what Buri has said.
Okay. Just 1 minute, we reconfirm with the Secretariat whether the clip is there.
And may I have my assistant allowed in the Secretariat team just to see whether they can show the video?
He's already there. He's working with the Secretariat team. He's up there. Council, they are checking out for it. We will indulge you to return that question if it is found. Have you found it? Yes. We will indulge you to come back when the
Thank you so
is
much.
found.
I'm
so
humbled.
we can do the re-exam, and that will be done in 5 minutes.
I'm humbled.
So council for the county, can you do the re-examination? 5 minutes.
Honorable Ridikiri,
Yes, Council.
to the best of your knowledge, does the governor have any justification for this constant reference to MPs as cartels, greedy, watu wa tumbo zao, and all the other insults?
A good governor will move with 12 members of parliament and 59 members of county assembly.
My question, sir, to the best of your knowledge and conscience, has the governor ever had any justification for this war against MPs?
Actually, it's a surprise that she can pick issues with the members of parliament.
Do you know anything the MPs have done as a group to warrant this collective vilification every weekend?
I'm not aware of any.
Are you aware of any complaint lodged by the Honorable Kawira with the state agency that deals with cartelism? Has she ever launched any complaint
I'm not aware
before
of any.
the Competition Authority of Kenya against any MP?
I'm not aware of anything.
To the knowledge of the interpretation, I think that's the video Mr. Ongoya was referring to, Mr. Speaker. I don't know how we proceed given he had been promised some indulgence. I think I can allow him to put the question, then I can, if you permit, of course.
Okay, let the video be played.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I feel relieved.
Ya kwamba tumetofeka kutawaliwa vibaya na mkora asiosiwa anafaa kuongezwa katoto kwa tumbo na simiti na mawe ndio asisikie jata.
Did that witness just say wamechoka kuongozwa na mkora anafaa kuongezwa katoto kwa tumbo na simiti na mawe?
That is Boris' statement.
I didn't get that. Your answer?
That is Mpolo's statement from what I'm gathering.
Saying, did that speaker, that Mburi, make that statement that I've just said?
I've said, Mr. Speaker, that is Mpolo speaking.
That
He has
Mpuri,
spoken those ones.
that Mpuri is a member of your caucus, the caucus you come to represent here. True or not true?
And that's true.
Did your member make that statement I have just said? Anafaa awekwe katoto kwa tumbo na simiti na mawe?
I'll have to cross-check that because I don't know how katoto can be put in a komawe.
Honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, you know, from where I come from, speaking about sexuality, makes me a bit shy.
You're just supposed to confirm what has been said.
Yes, that's what you have said.
Thank you. Let's proceed. Proceed playing.
Kawira lakini tunataka kiti ya Mutuma apewe kiti yake, andipute yake, magari mbizwe, security apewe, kila kitu apewe, na kiti ya finance, kiti ya pesa apewe. Tuondolee yake mimi. Ndio kwa mkono na ramela aronda kwa bila.
What is that speaker
Council,
saying?
you have 3 minutes to conclude.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I'll be done. What is that speaker saying? The person speaking.
From what I can lead, this is why I've come with this stick to insert and steer Kawira, the Satan who has defeated men.
Proceed, playing.
That's
Kwa hivyo sisi tunaunga mkono hilo mjadala umeletwa na Mheshimiwa Mpolo na
We have seen. Mr. Speaker.
Order, Senators.
Thank you so much. No. So, Speaker, members may understand why I was a bit frustrated when this video couldn't be played. Ms. Mpuri Aburi is not filing a motion before the county assembly, is he, to your knowledge?
Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence, sir, because there is a section...
Honorable Mugambe, is it a yes or no, so that we make progress?
Mpuri Aburi is not filing a motion before the county assembly, is he? He's not taking the motion before the county assembly.
He is speaking to the public.
The only thing, the motion we have had him is, before I go there, but do you know that stick that he's holding in his hand is a common stick in Meru community? Do you know
It's an
it?
African item.
Yes, what is it called in Meru?
Kibiri.
Kibiri, good. The motion he has done are two, to demonstrate what he's going to use that Kibiri for, and two, the other motion is the deputy governor must be given the finance docket. Those are the two things he has spoken about there.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
See,
Is that true or not true? That he has spoken about two things.
Mr.
Inserting the Kibiri in the governor, I'm being now gross because of the words he used, and two, the deputy governor getting the finance docket. Are those the two things he's spoken about?
Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, I think that translation is not correct. It is not correct.
What is the correct translation?
It is not correct. What it has been there, what
is the correct translation?
translation led him to do is to read what is written there, but the interpretation and the translation is different.
What is the correct translation?
Just repeat it.
Could we replay just a few minutes there when Honorable Mpuri Aburi is speaking in Meru?
Honorable Mugambe, if you say it's not correct, it means you have the correct version.
Yes.
So proceed to tell us, what does it mean?
Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, the stake that Mpolo Aburi is holding is supposed to be for stealing porridge.
Correct.
Not sexuality.
But what is he saying? What is he saying he will do with it?
Honorable Mugambe, just tell us what the Honorable Mutembei is saying. What is he saying in that video? You've had it played.
It was very fast, that's why I needed it to be repeated.
And apart from seeing the video, I can see you were there.
Yes,
So
I was
you
there.
have the benefit of having listened.
Because there are two matters, Mr. Speaker, and that's why I was seeking your indulgence. That we were speaking about the creation of the county.
No, what did Honorable Mutembei say?
Mutembei said that he's going to use that stake to steer some things from the governor. That's, yeah.
Proceed, Council.
When he talked about to steer, he talked about the governor by name, didn't he?
Correct.
Thank you. And you stood up to support that motion by Honorable Mutembei expressly in your words.
Mr. Speaker, that is not true. That is not true. That clip is cut because what I was supporting is the agenda for subdivision of Meru County into Nyambene County and Meru County into two.
In that clip, we don't see, sorry, in that clip, at least has been played, we don't see subdivision of Meru County into two as an agenda. Do we see it?
I am not the author.
Do we see it? We have just looked at it. Do we see it?
I am not the author.
Mr. Speaker, that answer my question, or not we see it. Do we see the agenda of subdivision of Meru County into two, or in any other form of subdivision of Meru County as an agenda in that, of the speeches there that we have looked at?
Mr. Speaker, I've just seen the clip. This is my first time to see that clip, but what I know, and because I was there, the agenda was on top of the other agendas. What I was supporting...
Honorable Mutembei, the question is, in this particular clip that has been played, do you see that agenda of splitting to two counties being discussed?
From this clip, no.
Would supporting those sexual slurs, as you expressly say in that clip, be conduct befitting a member of parliament and a leader like you?
Mr. Speaker, again I say, I did not support that item.
That will be all in a cross-examination.
Thank you. Now, Council, you have, what is the remaining minutes, Secretariat, for re-examination? 3.
Honorable Mutembei, let's assume, for argument's sake, that the Honorable Mutembei was grossly wrong in the utterances he made. Would that justify the vilification of the other 10 MPs?
No.
As the governor placed before this Senate evidence of any wrong, the other 10 MPs, let's agree for argument's sake that the Honorable Mutembei was wrong.
I have not come across any.
Between the Honorable Mutembei and the Honorable Kawira, to the best of your knowledge, who began the provocation?
I believe it is Madam Governor.
This video you've just been shown, the occasion in question, did it occur before or after the presidential function in which all of you are called cartels?
It was before.
Which one occurred before the other? Is it the presidential function or the video we've just been shown?
It was the video that we have just been shown.
You said the Honorable Kirima was called a tractor?
That was Honorable Dr. Shandrak Mwiti.
As the governor explained, the basis for that slur in a response to the best of your knowledge?
We saw it in the clip, and that was so demeaning. And we thought that as elected leaders, if there was any mistake done, it would have been followed by an apology. but the analogy clearly demonstrated the lack of respect for the elected member of parliament for South Imenti.
What would you tell the Senate? This is my last question. Is the prevailing status in Meru County attributable to these endless wars between the governor, the MCAs, the MPs, and virtually anyone the governor wakes up in the mood of vilifying?
Come again?
What is the prevailing general situation in Meru attributable to the governors unending fights with other leaders?
Mr. Speaker and the members of the Senate, we are faced with a very difficult moment in our local politics of Meru County. The continued verification and the continuous insult and demeaning has left our county in a lot of shame. Unless this Senate takes a decision, Meru County as it is right now, it is a laughing stock.
Council, I think that should conclude the session.
Much obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Now, Senators, I will give you 5 minutes for clarifications on this witness, so that we conclude on the remaining witness. Senator Oroba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have 2 clarifications. I'll be very quick that I'm seeking. There has been a lot of use of phrases such as kaende kaende, wenye wivu wajinyonge, and other terminologies that sound abrasive, harsh, and insensitive. I would be asking Mr. Speaker for clarification how those are grounds for impeachment, if they can tie them to either committing a crime, abuse of office, physical or mental incapacitation. My second clarification, Mr. Speaker, is we have so many from both parties, but this one I pose actually perhaps to both. We have a lot of evidence that has been submitted here in terms of exhibits in support of the impeachment motion, and they're quoting social media, WhatsApp messages, Facebook, and the likes. My question would be for clarification: has this evidence actually passed through the legal process of authentication, legally known as the chain of custody, so that we can be sure that what we are referencing is actually the legitimate evidence? And is it possible to get the context of these screenshots? Because we are in the era where there is a lot of misleading. So perhaps if we can get the context or the full, instead of just giving a screenshot of partly of the message. And finally, Mr. Speaker, did you actually get consent for any social media exhibits that you've posted here? As you know, for instance, in WhatsApp, the data processor, the data manager is the administrator. Did you get consent to be able to table these alleged exhibits to support?
Proceed, Council.
The first question, Mr. Speaker, is whether vilification is a ground of impeachment. It is, because under the laws we've presented for the relevant count, public officers, including governors, are supposed to behave in a manner that brings honor and dignity to their office and the office of other public officers. They are legally obliged to refrain from bullying and vilifying. And these are Chapter 6, Mr. Speaker, laws I'm talking about. Someone was just opening them for me. I'll perhaps, once it is open, I'll show it to you. There is a question of whether we can rely on WhatsApp, Facebook. The world moved a long time ago from that traditional hostility towards electronic evidence. As a matter of fact, Mr. Speaker, these days even legal documents are served on WhatsApp. You check with the judiciary, WhatsApp is a recognized method of sending and serving even official summonses and court orders and whatnot. There is legal provision, of course, for how electronic evidence is to be presented. The requirement is one for authentication, and all you need is a certificate. We have presented that certificate in the affidavit of the mover of the motion. It identifies the devices from which these WhatsApp screenshots, Facebook, whatever, were downloaded. So all you need, Mr. Speaker, is to show the path and the device. And just for the record, we have those devices before the Senate. Should the Senate be interested in verifying whether indeed those WhatsApps were downloaded using those devices as required under Section 106B of the Evidence Act, or if you like, Section 78A of the Evidence Act. Is it possible to get the context of these screenshots? Of course it is, perhaps with or without some difficulty, but we tried during the evidence in chief to show you that the governor was actually trying to misrepresent the context by misleading you to believe that the procession we saw the deputy governor participate in September is the one that triggered the WhatsApps, when the WhatsApps have their own timestamps and date stamps that show they occurred several months before that and unfortunate incidents. Do we have consent? No such consent is required. And while still on this question, Mr. Speaker, we said early in the morning, the prevailing jurisprudence is that the proceedings before you are not akin to proceedings in a court of law. So those strictures about the rules of evidence and whatnot, even though we have complied with them, we've only done so ex abundanti cautela, out of abundance of caution, not because we were required or in any event obliged. And the sections of the law, Mr. Speaker, to be found in page 44 of our volume 3. There is a section, there are sections from the Leadership and Integrity Act, which is a direct derivative of our chapter 6. It has all those sections we've cited there. The one on bullying is at page 49 of our volume 3. And I could go on and on, Mr. Speaker. All we are trying to say,
Council, we're really running.
All we are trying to say, Mr. Speaker, is that these are valid grounds of impeachment, and if we doubt that they are, let us think how sustainable it is to have a county being run like that. We've already seen, because of this persistent campaign, matters escalating to levels of violence. We hope will remain at where they are and they will not escalate further. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wambo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is directed to the Council in relation to what the Honourable Member of Parliament is confessing on the floor. Mr. Speaker, there is open, obvious aggression between the two parties, and is playing out in the public. I want the Council to tell us and help us to make a decision on this aggression, whether there is a requirement in law for the governor to be a friend of the other elected leaders in the county, or whether in the converse, the elected leaders in Meru County have an obligation to also maintain a relationship with the governor. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed, Council. Under 1 minute, please.
Mr. Speaker, there is a page, I believe, 20 of our volume 3. Again, we are reading from the County Governments Act, I believe section 30, subsection 3, paragraph D. There is a legal obligation on the governor speaking specifically to the governor to promote peace and order in the county and to promote democracy, good governance, unity and cohesion, and again, many, many other things. So it is not enough to say these are just insults. There is a legal obligation to refrain from that behavior. It is, of course, true that from the video we saw some aggression between the Honorable Mporo Abori and the Honorable Governor. I don't think anyone can deny that in good conscience. The question is whether that would justify the vilification of the other 10 MPs for a whole year now and counting, non-stop, with no good basis at all. Is there a legal requirement for a governor to be a friend of the other leaders or vice versa? There is no legal requirement to be a friend to anyone, but there is a legal requirement to behave in a manner that brings dignity to the office of governor, and as I said earlier on, to refrain from all the things I've shown you, countless laws that say the governor shouldn't do.
Thank you. Kindly usher in your last witness.
Mr. Speaker, our last witness is Dr. Gitonga Luruti. They have gone to fetch him, Mr. Speaker. And just for the record, he's only our last witness because given the time and the earlier discussion, clearly won't make it to call the others.
Well, you know, Council, you've decided to put your emphasis on the previous, the second witness. Swear in the witness so that we get moving.
Good evening. So will you take an oath or affirm? Yeah. Will you affirm or take an oath? Affirm. Affirm. Yeah. So confirmation. Even an oath. An oath. Yeah. Will you do it in English or Kiswahili? English. English. Yeah. So you will read this text. Huh? Yes. Yeah. So here you say your names. Yeah. Then you will follow the Bible.
So your time starts running from now. 10 minutes.
I, Jeremiah Gitonga Luruti, do here solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Marero. I will take the witness to the examining chief. Dr. Jeremiah Gitonga Luruti, have you filed a witness statement or affidavit in support of the impeachment motion?
Yes, I have.
That is a statement on page 52 to 54 of the County Assembly's Volume 1.
Yes.
And you wish to produce that witness statement as your evidence before this Honorable House?
Yes.
By way of introduction, kindly inform this Honorable House your name and your profession.
My name is Jeremiah Gitonga, and my profession is a radiologist. I've done radiology here in Kenya. Whose address and purpose of this deposition?
I think that is just enough.
Okay.
Are you a member of the Radiology Society in Kenya?
Yes, I am.
Okay. At paragraph 3 of your statement, you say that Beijing League Tech Company Limited that invited the governor to China is partly owned by the government of the People's Republic of China and pursues the overseas interests of the Chinese government. Correct?
Correct.
And you confirm at paragraph 1 that you are a director of IV Healthcare, which is a local agent of Beijing League Tech Company Limited?
Yes.
Okay. And by the letter that is in our volume number 2, from page 60, Honorable Speaker, page 60 of our volume 2, you confirm that on 25th of April 2023, Beijing League Tech Company Limited invited the governor and a delegation to visit China to witness and benchmark state-of-the-art linear accelerator machines designed and manufactured in Kansas in reference to the planned treatment cancer in Meru. Correct?
Correct.
And by that letter, which is at page 60, it says that the governor and the delegation would have the opportunity to visit other medical equipment manufacturers. Generally, it was a study tour, a benchmarking trip, correct?
Correct.
And the allegation is that the governor, instead of sending a technical team, or rather, the governor, instead of sending a technical team, people who are properly qualified to benchmark on this state-of-the-art cancer equipment, she instead sent her relatives on this safari of occasion. Correct?
Correct.
And that is the letter on page 68 from the county secretary, which says, following the invitation of the governor. You will agree that the county secretary is making reference to the invitation of the governor of Meru County. Correct?
Correct.
And the governor, and in that letter, Miriam Gwantai, Nefat Kenya Meme, and Murangiri Kenya are represented, or rather misrepresented as a technical committee, the technical team. Correct?
Correct.
Are you aware whether these 3 relatives of the governor proceeded to China?
Yes, I'm aware.
Did you personally proceed to China?
Did I?
Did you go to China on this trip?
No, I didn't go.
Why did you not go to China?
The governor insisted that she only needs this technical team,
yes,
to go and see the LINAC plant unit.
Did you obtain visa clearance from the embassy from the Chinese embassy? Did you?
I filled for the visa interview, and when she was asked, she said, no, I don't work with the county government.
And you
though I should not travel with the county team.
Very well. So the governor in her defense says that these relatives, the brother, the sister, and the brother-in-law who went to China were part of an advanced team. From the letter on page 68, is there anywhere where the governor indicates that they're part of an advanced team?
No, she is not there.
What does she say instead?
Instead, she thought the technical team includes
the technical team
includes only the 4.
Okay. In the letter on page 86 of our volume 2, Honorable Speaker, you will agree on that letter, the governor is listed among the persons who are supposed to travel with the relatives to China, and the reference is facilitation to travel to China, correct?
Correct.
So, is the defense that the governor has provided before this Honorable House that the relatives traveled only as part of an advanced team, and that there was another team that was to follow this advanced team, correct? If the governor
Proceed, Counsel. Senator Fark, you should know better. Proceed, Counsel.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Is it correct, as the governor purports in her defense, that these people are part of an advance team, and that there was another team that was to come after this team. If in that letter that is written to the Principal Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the governor is listed among our relatives.
Counsel, just proceed to ask questions, because you are basically leading your witness.
I'm guided, Honorable Speaker. I'm guided. So, Dr. Muruti, right, in that letter that is on page 86, does the name of the governor appear among the persons?
Yes, it's appearing there.
The name of the governor appears?
It's appearing.
So, is the defense that the relatives are supposed to travel as part of an advance team, and that there was another team that was to come after this, consistent with what you see on this letter?
The technical team was to appear in the China trip. Then the governor is also part of it.
Yes.
And among the invitation was also Governor for Nyeri, Mutahi.
No, in this letter, we are coming to that. In this letter, from what you can see,
yes,
if the governor is traveling together, was seeking facilitation to travel together with the siblings, yet she says the siblings are part of an advance team, is it possible that there was another team?
No, because his name
is not possible.
His name is here.
And have any other counties lost opportunities arising from the indiscretions by the governor of Meru County to send our relatives on this benchmarking trip?
Yes, because the technical team was to advise other counties, like the deputy governor of Isiolo was also invited. The governor of Nyeri was also invited. Also, the governor of Marigo was to join the Meru technical team.
Yes.
Because their governor was there. But because all these technical team appeared not to know anything about the LINAC or any X-ray, digital radiography units, the person who invited them was he felt no. The governors of other counties lost the opportunity. And this opportunity...
Honorable Speaker, would I have just 2 minutes to conclude?
Give you one. At exactly 11:48, you have to yield the mic.
Very well, Honorable Speaker. I'm guided.
Okay. 11.
Okay.
Counsel for Governor, 7 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May take even a shorter time. My name is Okubasu, and I'll ask the witness a few questions on behalf of the governor. And number one, do you know that you have an obligation to be truthful to this house?
Yes, I do.
Now, you said you are a director of this company called IV Healthcare. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, if this house was to conduct a search now, will your name appear in the CR12 of that company?
We have two companies, IV Healthcare, IV Gas. No, the name will not appear there. The name will be for my other co-director.
Okay. So what you are saying is that your name would not appear on the CR12 of that company if its search was conducted today and now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That means that you have lied on oath that you are a director of Ivy League Care. Is that correct?
There are two companies, get me right. Okay. There is the Ivy Healthcare and the Ivy Gas. The Ivy Gas used me as the director of Ivy Health to go.
My question is on Ivy Healthcare, not Ivy Gas.
Okay.
So you have lied on oath. That's what you're confirming. Is that correct?
That one you can check with the CR12, the registrar of companies. But I know there are only two directors for Ivy Healthcare.
And you're not one of them?
I'm a director with Ivy Healthcare Solutions.
Okay. I will let the record to try you there.
Yeah,
Number two is that at paragraph 8 of your affidavit, you say that you are surprised to learn upon arrival in China that the delegation that the governor had recommended to Ivy Care as the technical team composed of the governor's relatives. Is that correct? That's what you said?
Yes, that's what I said. That
okay, the question is this. As a matter of fact, you never went to China.
On arrival of this team, not me. That is English. On arrival of this team in China,
witness, did you go to China or you did not go?
No, I did not go.
Good, then leave it there. Proceed, Counsel.
Okay. The other deposition you have made is that the team comprised of the governor's relatives. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you are not an employee of the county government of Meru, are you?
Correct, I'm not.
You are not an employee of the county public service board?
I'm not.
So you are not in a position to establish the employment and credentials of the employees of the county government of Meru?
I'm a registered member of Meru community, Meru County, and I have the ability to know who is a brother, who is a sister, and even to tell you the grandmother of
okay, the question is, the question is, okay, I want to ask you another compelling question. I will leave it at that. Are you, by any chance, an employee of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs?
No.
No. Okay. So that is Ivy Healthcare a profit-making body?
Yes, it is.
It is. And this agency, what interest did it have in the county government of Meru?
The interest was to set up a radiotherapy unit, other radiation and X-ray units that are used in diagnosing the cancer cells in the body.
Okay.
And these units...
I've gotten your answer.
Right.
You've answered it.
Right.
But was it pursuant to a lawful ongoing procurement process?
What do you say?
Was it pursuant to a lawful procurement process, or was it pursuant to a representation that the Chinese government wanted to offer, in fact, some cancer treatment equipment?
In my perception,
yes,
Chinese system of governance...
No, the question was
I'm coming
specific,
there.
Yes.
In Meru County, we had discussed, we had deliberated, and we were to go on a public-private partnership, that is PPP, where they give the units free with no money costed to it, and then...
So that the question is that this, you saw this as a business opportunity, but based on a misrepresentation.
Oh yes, it's a health business opportunity because we will treat so many patients in this country.
Okay. My question then is this, that the governor learned that this was not a PPP or a charitable venture and turned away from the trip. You know, she did not travel, you know that?
No, she didn't learn it. She never went there.
So she did not go there, right?
Right.
Because according to the advance team, it was not, in fact, a Chinese government project.
We had not asked for an advanced team. We are the ones who paid for their trip. Okay. We asked for a technical team. There's that difference.
Doctor, you're not answering the question. So your problem is that the governor did not go?
The technical team did not go.
I thought you have said here that the technical team went.
Counsel, your time is up. 1 minute, wind up.
Just one question. Now, I just want to ask you one question because I think the less we ask, the better for this witness. The invitation letter to the governor, what did that invitation letter describe the team?
The invitation letter described the team as technical team.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to refer you there to that letter, which is at page 60. page 60 of volume 2, the index. That's the last question I have for you. Page 60.
Yes.
Do you still maintain your position that the invitation letter referred to a technical team?
Yes, because to execute our plan.
So this is the question. Please read for this house the first line and identify to this house where the word technical team is used.
If I put it right to you.
No, I said read it, the first line and identify technical team.
Among that first line, it's an introductory note.
Okay, please
but
read the first line.
If you go down, our ability to execute our plans in ensuring that at a state-of-art center, treatment center is set up, cannot just go with an hanging introductory note.
Honorable witness, can you proceed to answer that question? Correct. By reading the letter if you're struggling.
In Swahili they say kusoma.
Yeah?
Read.
I did?
Yes. The first line.
We are delighted to invite you, you and distinguished members also, to visit our China, to visit us in China, for you to witness and benchmark our state-of-art linear accelerator machines.
Thank you. You have read the first line.
All right.
They invited the governor and the distinguished team. They did not invite the governor and the technical team. Is that correct? Or you don't know the difference?
It's not correct because there are other accompaniments that define the same.
That's all for me for this.
Yes.
Council for the County Assembly, 3 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators, my name is Morioki Eric for purposes of record. Mr. Witness, upon whose arrival to China did you learn of the news that you said surprised you in paragraph 8?
Upon the arrival of the technical team that was sent to China, I was called and I was told the team that you have sent is not a technical team.
Thank you. You are not an employee of the county, like you've been asked.
Yes, I am not an employee of the county.
But you have testified that you are, what do you do?
I do with radiology work.
That is work to do with cancer.
Correct.
You have been asked that the governor learned it was not a charitable affair and turned away from the trip. Is that true?
It is not true because she never went there and she...
Who did she send instead?
Instead, the team that she sent, I'm sure she even didn't ask them what they have seen because she would have seen them even in the movie trying to inspect a cancer machine. And she would understand, no, these people are not giving me the true picture of what a cancer unit is all about.
My last question to you, Mr. Witness. As an oncologist or a radiotherapist, an expert on cancer, how do you feel about the loss of opportunity for Meru County to benchmark and acquire this machinery that was supposed to help treat cancer? Isn't it a cruel joke that this opportunity was lost and used for tourism rather than for purposes of helping the people of Meru where cancer is highly prevalent?
It was a cruel one because it would have been better if we lost 4 billion Kenya shillings because currently as we see it, there are some counties that have spent even 2 billion and the machines are not yet there. And here is an opportunity that we lost. So it would have been better if we lost the money than losing an opportunity of being told This is a unit that you are going to use, and we shall partner with you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I discharge the witness.
Thank you. Now, Senators, we basically have seconds to midnight. So these are the options we have. The hearing is supposed to take place between the 7th and the 8th. So there'll be absolutely no harm crossing to the 8th and conclude with these witnesses. However, we may stand down the witness and start with him tomorrow morning. So you do your clarifications and questions tomorrow before we embark on the case, on the defense by the governor. Now that I'm informed there are no clarifications, we have fully concluded on this witness. Now, honorable members, before we proceed to adjourn, I have this communication to make. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, in my communication issued on Tuesday, 31st October 2023, I cautioned Senators against making comments, whether written or spoken, in relation to the proposed removal from office